Hi, I'm Paris, and here in Austin, Texas, this summer we're breaking heat records left and right, so it was no surprise to me when our air conditioner a few weeks back started having a hard time every afternoon. About 4 p.m. every day, the AC stopped turning off. It just kept going non-stop, but it wasn't doing nearly as good a job. The temperature started creeping up, 76, 77, low 80s, and humidity was getting up into the mid-70s. It's over 15 years old now. We'll just have to live with it or pay a fortune to have it replaced. I did what I could, replaced the air filter, poured some cleaner down that tube that goes to the outside in case stuff was plugging that up, but it didn't help. And the AC was working. The rest of the day it would work normally, turning on and then off for a while and then back on, all the way until it got to that most extreme heat. So as my family was melting on the sofas out in the living room when it was 83 degrees and 72% humidity out there, they said, "You've got to do something about this." So I researched it further and I found the usual things where they recommend you clean your outdoor AC coils, but I check every year my AC coils, and I went out again that day, put my head down in the inside part as much as I could, looked around, everything's nice shiny aluminum.
Vents inside look perfectly clean.
They're not dirty at all. They don't need any cleaning. Boy, was I wrong, and boy, was I dumb. I was over 15 years dumb because I had never cleaned them. I assumed when the rain fell, it washed them, and that's why they look so clean. But another YouTube video I was watching showed this person who was trying to promote this $120 system for cleaning the coils. And when I watched what he did, I thought, oh man. So he didn't look on the inside of the AC unit. He got a powerful flashlight, went and scooched down below the level of all those vents, if you have that kind of cover around the outside part of your outer AC, went, shone the light up inside of those and looked. And so I thought, oh, I haven't looked there.
From the outside, it's hard to tell.
And of course he found lots of dirt and gunk in this person's AC that he was showing in the video, and he said, there's the culprit right there. The dryer vent is right next to the AC. My dryer vent is right next to the AC. And I thought about, oh my gosh, it makes so much sense because the dryer blows out all the little pieces of lint and threads and all those different things. And then I'm thinking about, how does the AC work? It's got that big fan, but the fan blows the hot air up, which means it's pulling from the outside through the aluminum fins to the inside and then up. So, got my light, went outside to take a look. It was bad. Now there was leaves and twigs and dust and pollen, I guess, and just years worth of stuff. When I got down and shone the light up inside of it, I could see on the front, and I looked on the side and the other side, and so it definitely needed cleaning, but obviously some air was still getting through. Then I looked on the back side, the side of the air conditioner facing the house, the side of the air conditioner right by where the dryer vent came out, and it was caked solid. It was like running the dryer without changing the little dryer filter for 15 years. Just think of how packed solid that would be. That was the entire back quarter of my outdoor AC coils. So in effect, what that meant was my AC has been running for who knows how long at 75% capacity because a quarter of it, the air can't get through to do the cooling. It can't pull the heat out of the refrigerant that's circulating through the coils. So I was losing 25% of my heat transferability, 25% of my AC. So I thought about buying the system the guy was promoting because when he was done with it on this person's AC, it looked really good and I wanted mine to look like that. But there's chemicals in it and you hook it up to the hose and it sprays it through, and I don't know about spraying those chemicals on my air conditioner. So I did some research on that and I found, yeah, they actually sell at Home Depot and Lowe's like aerosol cans of AC coil cleaner. You spray it and it foams up, and then you rinse it with the hose and it washes away that gunk that is plugging up the spots between those little aluminum fins, blocking the airflow, blocking the heat transfer. But then I went down an internet rabbit hole of AC technicians talking about whether you should use that or not, what's the best thing to use, and do the chemicals damage and shorten the life of your AC. In the end, I settled on a little bit of Dawn dishwashing soap to make a bucket full of soapy water. So I didn't have any store-bought fancy sprayers or chemical compositions. I just took my soapy water, shut all the AC stuff off so I wouldn't get electric shock. And then I realized trying to throw soapy water on it, that with all those vents pointing down, that wasn't working very well. So I just realized I had to take the bucket and sort of throw it up from under and up so the water would go up, go in those vents, and then get on the aluminum fins. And as soon as I got some water in there, the water that started draining out the bottom was brown. So got a little more soap, more water, sudsed it up and threw it up inside of those vents on the outside, watched the brown water come out, got my hose and just with my thumb on the end sprayed it up inside there, just brown stuff pouring out onto the ground. I noticed the inside of the AC, the water was actually starting to rise up, so I gave it a break, let it drain out, went back once more soapy water. This time as it came out, wasn't so brown. Then went back with the hose and yeah, it started looking clearer. So I thought, okay, I'm going to let it dry. I don't know why, because the AC does run in the rain, but I'm going to let it dry. Gave it an hour, turned on the power again, went and set the thermostat, crossed my fingers, went outside, and sure, it made that chunk sound. It was doing its thing. Well, in a couple hours, I was going to have the answer when the temperature got up over 100 to see if my AC now could keep up with those really high temperatures. And the results? Well, let's see how it's doing in here right now. It's well over 100 outside. It is 74.8 and 50% humidity. I think we're up to 11, maybe 12 days now of the temperature being 105 or higher every single day in a row. And as awful as it is outside now, it's wonderful inside again. I think the highest the temperature has gotten since the day I washed the coils. I took a picture of the thermometer out in the living room. Here's at 108 degrees outside. Here's how it was doing inside. So that's all I can say about how foolish I was to think because I looked in the inside of the AC and it was shiny, that all those coils were clean. You got to do the work, bend down and look up with the light and see how it looks from the outside.
And over here, near where the dryer vent is, if you look kind of over to the side behind this solid blue strip, I can still see there's stuff in there. Because when I splashed the water in, that solid strip stopped it from getting over there and cleaning. I've still got some more work to do to clean this properly.
Because all the air is being pulled in from the outside. If there's going to be a mess, it's going to be on that outside edge. Lesson learned, and my family is not holding this against me much before your family gets on you about why doesn't our air conditioner work better? Why does it get so bad in the late afternoons? You might want to go and thoroughly check your coils. You may have a different system than me, but find out what's recommended for cleaning your system's outdoor AC coils. And if you're seeing dirt and gunk or lint covering one side of it, for goodness sake, get out there and check at least every few years and clean it. And maybe then you can bask in the cool air and the appreciation of your family who haven't realized how much money you've unnecessarily likely been spending on that AC every summer that you didn't need to if you'd only cleaned them. Shh, they don't need to know that. And I'll see you on the next review.
There are so many choices and you don't want to stress. You want your health food at home, receiving only the best. That's what we're here for, we give honest reviews. parristx.